why I'm dropping Genshin Impact for Wuthering Waves.
Papa, tell me that story. Oh yes, son. I can't do this shit. Anyways, let me just tell you how Genshin was pre-released, right? So when Genshin first came out, there was really no competition. The only thing that it was being compared to was Breath of the Wild at the time, and makes sense, you know, the cartoon aesthetic, the paragliding, the fighting, stamina, the climbing. It was just like, damn, like these niggas really just ripped off Zelda like that. But me personally, I was gonna try it regardless because I like Breath of the Wild. I was fresh.
I don't even want to say they ripped off Zelda, but like they kind of ripped off Zelda, but like not really. In a gacha form, they kind of did, but like whatever.
Off that itch of Breath of the Wild, I beat it already. I was like, I need something else, and it was gonna be free to play. So I was like, oh shit, maybe I can make content on this and actually try it out. And so I did. But yeah, at the time there was nothing really against it. Think about it. It was, if anything, it was prime time. It was like the California Gold Rush, and no one else was there but you. You're like, I can't believe no one else is doing this right now. Motherfuckers, we were in the pandemic. A bunch of people who were working just got a bunch of free money.
Yeah,
like, we were just sitting
dude,
there,
that's why viewership for this game was so fucking sky high in the beginning. If you see like so many, you could look at every Genshin creator's channel from like 4 years ago. Crazy. The views were fucking crazy. Nowadays, for everybody, it's not just me. I know my shit's gone down. It is what it is, but for everybody, their views have definitely gone down, and it's just like, it's just pandemic, you know. Everyone was at home, nothing to fucking do. It is what it is. It happens.
So Genshin said, hey, let's make a gacha game in the middle of the pandemic with all this free money. Those niggas got rich. These niggas got
fucking rich.
And kudos to them. You know, right time, right place type of shit, you know? So now a lot of these other companies that are seeing how much money they made, they're playing catch up right now. Now they're trying to be the next Genshin, so to speak. But they're not going to be the next Genshin. They got to be.
Oh, guys, Wuthering Waves is the Genshin. Dude, everything is the Genshin killer. Tower of Fantasy is supposed to be the Genshin killer. Wuthering Waves is supposed to be the Genshin killer. Which, like, I hope it succeeds. I really do. I really do. But, like, let's just stop with the fucking Genshin killer shit. Please, can we not do that?
Be themselves. So that's why I'm hoping Wuthering Waves is going to be itself. So now, with Wuthering Waves release coming up in a little under a month from now, how is it stacking up? How is it being compared? Well, for one, everybody and their mom is comparing this to Genshin. Me, personally, I'm stacking it up against Genshin just because we already know this is its direct competitor. I want this to be so good, it makes Mihoyo or Hoyoverse. I have to try now.
I fucking hope so. I was gonna make a separate video for this, and I still might. I don't know, but it's gonna be something along the lines of like why Wuthering Waves being good is good for Hoyoverse, is good for just everything, and it's the main fact that like right now, Genshin has, or I should say Hoyoverse, they have a monopoly on gacha games. It's not like technically a monopoly because other people are allowed, they're permitted to make gacha games. Like it's not like it's illegal or some shit. They could do it. They just aren't. They're just not as good. You know what I mean? And like, don't get me wrong. I did pull up charts for this earlier. Don't get me wrong. Some games are still doing good, money wise, player base wise, whatever the hell. This is the April charts, revenue charts for gacha games. Genshin, Star Rail at the top, right? Then we have Naruto Mobile. I don't even know what the fuck this game is. Never heard of it. Love in Deep Space, Monster Strike, Nikki, AFK Journey just came out, doing pretty well. I don't know where Persona 5 is out. Wait, what the fuck? This game is out already? Oh, this is only a CN thing, right? Is this not global? Fuck, I wanted to play this so badly. All right. Reverse, yeah, there it is. Reverse 1999 is down here somewhere. But if we're just looking at revenue, 82 million, 66 million. And then you go down like 7-8 spots and we're down to like 13, 11, which like, I don't really know how good that is. I don't know how much a typical gacha like company should be making per month or whatever, but like compared to these, it's not looking good. You know, they might still be doing fine, but compared to these, they are not doing good. And I have a sneaking suspicion, and I really hope it comes true, that Wuthering Waves in the first month and hopefully later on is somewhere like in the top 5, like somewhere here. 30 million, 40 million. I have a suspicion it'll be like right here, like right around here. And I really hope it does happen. I really hope it does. Because right now, like I said, they have a monopoly on gacha games. And it's the same thing. Like right now, they are so complete. Like they can just stand pat. They don't have to do shit. No one's challenging them. You know, they can put out an event about potions with you and Lisa, and you have to make potions and you have to, you know, increase your revenue. And I'm a 25-year-old grown-ass man that is sitting here doing potion events for fucking 600 primos. Like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? So regardless, like they can do this and it works because like no one's challenging them. Like no one's competing. You know, and it's the same thing. It is the same exact thing as a previous game that I played, NBA 2K, right? So this game is utter dog shit now. Like, it is so fucking bad. It is so bad. Why? Because you cannot find another basketball game on the market. You cannot. NBA 2K16 to not 16 plus. What is this, a fucking M game? NBA 2K16, NBA 2K17. These games were amazing. These games were great. Some people would say they were shit, but these were like peak NBA times, right? Then when did NBA Live stop making games? I believe it was 2019. Okay, 2018. The last release installment to date is 2018's NBA Live 2019. This is when it solidified NBA 2K's monopoly on the basketball market. And wouldn't you know, NBA 2K18 is regarded as the worst fucking game in existence, the worst 2K game. That was coincidence, but like it took 2K a couple of years, right? 2K19 came out, 2K20, 2K21. Those were like kind of good. And then they realized, they were like, wait, we don't even have to try. We don't even have to try because no one else is competing with us. We don't have to do shit. And the game has progressively gone down the drain, progressively gotten worse, and it's going to continue like that until someone challenges them. And it's the same exact situation with Hoyoverse. Right now, they're at the top. Absolutely no one can fuck with them. And I really hope Wuthering Waves gives them a run for their money. I really do. You could honestly say the same thing for Fortnite too. Fortnite came out, but before Fortnite, we had H1Z1. Okay, if you know about H1Z1, first of all, you're a day one. Second of all, this game was amazing, but it had bugs, it had cheaters, it had a lot of things wrong with the game, and they couldn't clean it up in time. And then eventually they dropped an update that was so shit that completely changed the way the game played. And during that update, like during that time, in the same like little time frame, Fortnite released, and everyone realized, okay, they're like, man, y'all fucked this game up. Let me switch to this game. And everybody migrated. All that to say is that competition is welcome, pretty much. That's literally all I'm trying to say. Competition is good. I've seen people on Twitter, people everywhere saying like I really hope Wuthering Waves fails because, oh my god, my Grace, Mahoyo, they need to be on top. All these Hoyo cocksuckers, like, dude, come on, man.
Mahoyo doesn't have to try just because they have the market on lock right now.
Literally, exactly what I just said.
Every single new banner that comes out. That's all they have to do. They just have to throw it in an AI generator. You niggas are gonna come back with your wallet in your hand and just give it to them.
Pretty much.
And until someone else can make better looking characters or something that can captivate you guys are gonna be stuck on the Genshin until you're done. So to me, I say it's good because it's always good to have a little competition. There are other people out there that are trying to say, oh, Wuthering Waves is gonna kill Genshin. It's gonna end it. Genshin's done for.
I will say, Wuthering Waves is coming at a good time. Because right now we are in such a dry spell in Genshin. 4.3, 4.4, all the way to 4.6 and 7 are dry as shit. Nothing to do. Pretty much the only thing we're waiting for, like each patch, is a new character, and then that's really about it. So now we're in such a dry spell. We still are. When is it gonna release? May 22nd. We're still gonna be in 4.7 when Wuthering Waves releases, and then we'll probably get to 4.8, which will be another like 2 months. And then we'll finally get Netlin, which will probably be like 2 or 3 months into Wuthering Waves like life cycle. And then we'll start to see Wuthering Waves probably die down a little bit. Everyone will migrate back to Genshin for Netlin and blah, blah, blah. And then that might be their last shot. There might be their last chance. Because if they don't do shit after Netlin, I don't know. I really don't know what happens to the game. Especially if Wuthering Waves is good. I don't know what could happen to the game. I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
Pipe down, little dog. Genshin's not going anywhere. Despite how you might feel about Genshin, despite the practices Mahoyo might do about Genshin into its fan, it's not going anywhere. Genshin's here to stay until Mahoyo pulls the brake on Genshin. So if you think this game's gonna kill it, it's not. If anything, it's gonna take a dip into Mahoyo's pockets for sure.
The only thing that can kill Genshin is itself. I think that we're at that point where the only people that can kill it is themselves. And even then, like, I feel like that you can almost say they've been going out of their way trying to kill it, but like it's not working. But like people are gonna play it regardless, so it doesn't matter. Whatever.
They're definitely gonna have to look at the release and be like, okay, wait a minute, we might have to fix some things. So as of yet, right now, I can't see it completely destroying Genshin. But if it does, and somehow it's the #1 game for a year, like when Genshin was doing that, it's just back-to-back rewards. Oh man, Mahoyo's gonna you guys gonna be getting them free summons. It's gonna be a crazy year for the gacha community. So we don't see. Honestly, the game developers are a make it or break it for me. After the experience with Genshin, I can realize that MiHoYo does not give a shit about us.
And the thing that I've heard about who's the company, is it like Kuro Raven or Kuro somebody? I don't know what it is. Where is it? I don't know. They don't tell me. I think it's Kuro. From what I've heard, they are very, very good. From what I've heard, they actually listen. So I'm hoping they do the same shit with this game.
They want money, and they're going to keep giving you guys content, and that's it. But they're not going to make things a better situation for you. Let me explain. There's a lot of things in Genshin that just makes it a general chore to continue playing this game. Like, there's mobile game systems in this game, but just stretched out to pad time. And it just doesn't work in an open world game that's built like Genshin. Like, for example, whenever you log onto a mobile game, you have to do your daily missions, right? You get your free crystals so you can summon. It's nothing crazy, but if you finish all of them, you get to do a single summon or whatever, right? Yeah, Genshin, you can do that too.
Single summon? Single summon? Bro, you'd be lucky to do half. You get 60 per day. You need it'll take you 3 days for one wish, by the way, if you're completely free to play. If you're a Welkin, you get 150. So you can't even do a wish. You're 10 off. So you're going to have to go around like the good little boy you are and open a couple of chests, and then you'll get your free wish.
We need you to go talk to this person for 5 minutes. Then we need you to go travel to this side of the map. Go do this mission. Boom, you're done. Hey, go kill these enemies for us real quick. Okay, boom, you're done. Okay, now go do this. Now go do this. Thanks. Now do it again tomorrow. And you're like, okay. And after a few years, that gets tiring when that's literally the same thing over and over again. And there's no way to speed it up or auto do it, or maybe just speed it up. In a mobile game, it's fine to do that because it's like, okay, I just click a couple buttons. I'm at the mission already. And then let me just beat these people up. Okay, I'm done. But in Genshin, you got to run there. You got to talk to a person that's unskippable. Then you got to go do the actual mission. Then you got to go do this. Then you might have to go turn it back in as well. Like, and that was just one mission.
It's not you might. You do have to turn it in. You literally have to go to Catherine and fucking do it. But it's not even just that. HSR has a infinitely better daily system, because all you have to do is just pretty much spend your resin or your trailblaze power, and then you get all your shit done. You claim it at the thing. You don't have to go to no one. You don't got to talk to no motherfucker. You spend your resin, and then you pretty much get all your shit done. Or maybe you have like one left, and then you like complete your assignments, and then that's it. Like you're good. So they have an infinitely better daily system. And then Genshin had a quality of life update that we saw like maybe 3 patches back, and everyone's like, oh my god, they're changing dailies. Holy shit, it might be good now. And they didn't really do anything. The only thing they changed is that now when you do events, those count towards like your commission progress, or now when you open a couple of chests, those count towards your commission progress. It doesn't fucking really change much. It doesn't really do anything. The efficiency is still shit.
You're like, okay, whatever. 3 more to go. Like, there's a lot of things in Genshin that if the developers just added it could improve the quality of life. Very simple things that now they've recently added, but it took you 3 years to add it. Like, I was watching one of my old videos, right? And I got a Genshin ad on one of my own videos. Mind you, Genshin don't fuck with me, but I got a Genshin ad on one of my Genshin videos. And no knock to bro, get your bag, bro, get your bag. But this nigga told me about the quality of life changes I was legitimately complaining about in my video. Do you see this? Here's what I'm talking about right here. And then this nigga talks about, oh, they fixed it. Finally, after a couple years. What? These are things that could have been in the game already and been fixed. But yeah, you can just tell that MiHoYo is very on their type of timing, kind of like some Apple type shit. Like, oh, we want things done our way. We're going to do it our way. Yeah, pretty much. Until we see a reason to do it your way, we're not going to. Meanwhile, with Wuthering Waves at least, the devs have been pretty open about everything they're doing, and they take player feedback. Now, I'm not saying I want devs that are just like pushovers and do whatever the community says. No, that's not that. But if people have genuine like concerns, then that should be a thing. Like, for example, I was watching someone stream the game, right? The closed beta, which you shouldn't be doing, allegedly. And I noticed that the sword sounded really flat, right? I was like, I hope they fix that in the full game. And they are. Other people had the same sentiment saying like, hey, the swords actually don't sound that good. Like the weapon, it sounds very flat. It sounds like a piece of salami slapping some cheese. It was like, like it doesn't sound good. They fixed it. It has a bigger oomph to it.
I didn't watch any Wuthering Waves gameplay yet, and I probably should, because I want to cover this game, and I'm gonna get my knowledge up very, very soon. But yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. I have no idea. But the world looks. I did hear complaints about the. Actually, no, I lied. I did watch, I think, Brax for like 30 minutes. But I did hear complaints about the world being kind of dull. Hopefully they fix that. I don't know if that's correct of what I heard. Maybe, I don't know.
Wait, now. Okay, it seemed very minor. Other people would be like, no, they don't need to change it. No, it matters. It's something that it doesn't
No,
sound
sound design definitely
good.
matters.
Same thing with other things.
1000%.
People didn't like the story. They changed 90% of the story to make it better. It seems like they're like really in this. People didn't like how some parts of the world felt very dark and drab.
Dude, this shit looks sick though.
Like enjoyable to walk through. And so they're like, okay, we'll fix it. And they fixed it. It seems like they're genuinely taking player feedback and like, okay, we're going to give it to you guys so you have a good time. Not to mention, there's a lot of other quality of life that just is improved that Genshin doesn't have. For example, Genshin, you still sprint and you run out of stamina. Dumbest feature of the game. Now, you sprint, you don't run out of stamina. You can infinitely sprint in Wuthering Waves. The only thing that costs stamina is when you're running up walls. Mind you, you can run up walls. You don't have to regularly climb them. And when you do a speed dash, when you do a speed dash,
Starro doesn't have stamina, which is fucking great, but you can't jump.
Fast, so it's like basically don't. You can do air dashes and other things. You can zip line. So it's like traversing to a place isn't a chore as much as a chore as it is in Genshin.
Ain't no way.
Improved.
That's a dude? Did I lose? I lost. Chat, I lost.
Them. And when you do a speed dash, is only when you lose stamina, but you regain the stamina pretty fast. So it's like basically don't. You can do air dashes and other things. You can zip line. So it's like traversing to a place isn't a chore as much as a chore as it is in Genshin.
Bro, this is the first time I see this type of shit.
This nigga can summon a meteorite, but he runs out of breath. You get your fat ass out of my screen. I hate it. I hate traversing in that game. And you might say like, oh, but they have tons of fast travel markers on the map. Don't you think that's an issue? If I don't want to explore the open world you made, if you made an open world, but I feel the need that I have to fast travel everywhere, that's an issue. That's a flawed game design. Like, I can understand if I don't.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The purpose of exploring the open world is to do it for the first time. It's kind of like Zelda, you know, when you open up the whole map and you're exploring literally every single goddamn thing you can see, but they only have like these little towers that you can teleport to. I don't mind it. It is fucking annoying and tedious, and I wish you can kind of just teleport where you wanted. But like at the end of the day, it is kind of flawed, but it's not at the same time.
I want to traverse from fucking I forgot the actual. It's been so long since I played the game. I don't even know the fucking places. Leo Way to fucking Link's Castle. I forgot his name. So if I don't want to fast travel between these two places, then I understand. But like, I shouldn't want to fast travel from the front of the gate to this tower, to this Archon tower. Like what? But I understand. It's because Mihoyo locks their quality of life changes behind each character, which we'll get into deeper later in the video. As much as I might shit on Genshin, I do love their world. I don't even have to sit here and yap to you guys, because no one wants to sit here and hear me yap. I'm actually just going to show you some of my favorite parts of Genshin's world, with some music behind it so you can see exactly what I mean. I'm actually not going to do that, because that would require me to download that game and actually play it and record, and I'm not doing that shit, man. So instead, here's some pictures.
Wait, so why is the title of the video, why I'm dropping Genshin Impact when you don't even play it anymore? What are you clickbaiting me? Fair enough, fair enough. I would do the same. I'll do the same. Yo, banger music. Now, Fontaine does look insane, though.
With Wuthering Waves.
It does.
It's kind of harder to get some clips of the open world since the game isn't out. So instead, I'm going to just leave a link, or actually put a card at the top right of a video I think you should check out of Wuthering Waves. Super cool. You get to see a good idea of what I meant by the game is pretty, but in a different way.
Hey, y'all look too. I know you did.
Video some love. Now, this is probably going to be the longest part of the video. I'm going to be talking about the gameplay, which is the combat, the traversal, and the day-to-day that you'll be actually experiencing it. So for one, we're going to start off with Genshin because that was the first one released. We're going to talk about that. Now, Genshin's combat, if you haven't played that game, it's more of a team-based game in terms of building your team out and making them synergize with each other.
Right, okay.
So that's one thing that is cool. So if you just get lucky and get all the best people that run with each other, you're going to have a great time, especially if you're able to spend that time grinding them out. You're going to be hitting big damage numbers. You're going to be stun locking people. You're going to be destroying all the enemies, right? But if you're a person that likes to have fun, you're not going to have fun. Genshin is not a game to have fun in. It's a game to just kill time. Okay, that was me.
Listen. Okay. Genshin is kind of fun. I don't want to say kind of. It is fun sometimes. Sometimes it's not. I think every game has that like little asterisk. Like sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. I can say this about Call of Duty. I can say this about fucking like I don't play Valorant, but like the CSGO, like anything. I can say this about like pretty much every game. For the most part, there are times where I do not enjoy playing. Moving on.
Let me explain. I thought of the most perfect analogy to explain the combat between Genshin and Wuthering Waves. Okay, so I'm going to compare them to like Subway, but instead of sandwiches, we're building burgers. If you went to Wuthering Waves, right, and said, I'd like your signature burger, please, they'd be like, one signature Wuthering Waves burger. And they'd have all the essentials. They'd have the meat, they'd have bread, they'd have ketchup, mustard, cheese, and pickles. Now, if you just said ew to any of that, you need to grow the fuck up and increase your palate.
Fuck no.
Like,
did he say mustard? Yeah, absolutely no. Absolutely not. Mustard, I will fuck mustard. Like, okay, wait, whoa. Chill. That was worded terribly. But no, absolutely not. Mustard is awful.
Pickles. Now, if you just
and cheese most of the time.
said ew to any of that, you need to grow the fuck up and increase your palate, you little toddler. And you're like, wow, this burger looks pretty good, and what else could I get on it? And they're like, oh yeah, we have tons of other flavors. If you pay extra, you can get barbecue sauce, you can get bacon, onions, relish, or whatever else we have in the next coming months. And you're like, wow, but if I just decide to eat the signature burger, I can get a lot for my buck, right? And they're like, yep. But then you go to Genshin, right? And you walk in and there's bugs crawling on the ground. And, all right, let me stop. I'm a little biased. Okay, let's say you go into Genshin, right?
True.
And there's one bug crawling across the ground. But you go up to the cashier and you ask for a signature burger, right? You're like, hey, let me get that signature Genshin burger. And he says, one Genshin coming up. And bro brings you a meat bun sandwich and says, order up. Then he throws it. You're just sitting there staring at it like,
the fucking McDonald's profile picture.
That's it? And he goes, oh no, of course not. My bad. You can add a lot more. There's a whole assortment of extra ingredients, but you have to pay extra for every other ingredient. You're like, bro, you're having me pay for ketchup and mustard separately? That's like a main burger ingredient. That's the difference between the combat. All you can do is regular attack, heavy attack, and a ground slam. Like you jump in the air and ground slam, and then they have their character-specific abilities.
No, I mean, you can say the same thing for every other game, pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people said the same thing for Star Rail. You have your skill, you have your burst, you have your basic attack, and then you can run around and pretty much switch and do whatever the fuck you want. For Star Rail, the complaint was you can't move or do anything, and all you literally have is your basic and your skill. And then your ultimate. And it's like you press 3 buttons and you do the same shit and blah, blah, blah. But they're still fun. They're still fun. It's still fun to do it. It's still fun to theorize and make different teams and do all that shit. But then again, I don't know what Wuthering Waves is. I don't know if it's a team-based thing or not. I still haven't looked into it, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess he'll tell us.
There's a lot of movements that are just missing from Genshin that could make the combat way better. Typically, you're not on one character for more than maybe 5 seconds in a fight, 10 seconds if you're lucky. You're going to be constantly switching between characters, so if you like to have a seizure,
not if you play Ito.
But typically, I like to have a character and play that character. That's why I have my Eula team and I have my Ito team, because most of the time I have them, but they're only out for about 10 seconds at a time. I'm never able to just play as them like the entire time, because no matter what, I'm going to take damage. And yeah, sure, you might be able to dodge, but it's not even a real dodge. It's you manipulating the iframes by sprinting. Like, there's not even a real dodge in the game.
Yeah,
so it's very
dodging,
bare bones. And then there might be certain characters that implement a dodge, like Kazuha being able to propel himself in the air, but if you don't have Kazuha, you don't have access to that.
So is Wuthering Waves a single player type game, or
Zhongli
what?
making a shield, but it's like if you don't have Zhongli, you don't have access to that. It's like they have crucial things that are locked behind a specific character, or Beto being the only character in the game to parry.
Damn.
And she still takes damage in her parry. I was like, what the fuck is the point? Versus Wuthering Waves,
they do big damage.
Everybody has combos. Everyone has access to normal attacks, heavy attacks, aerial attacks, and I don't mean just a jump and a slam. I mean legitimate aerial combos. Like you can juggle niggas in this game. If you are familiar with Devil May Cry, Bayonetta, Nier Automata, any of those games, you're gonna feel right at home here, because there's characters in here who feel like a Dante, that feel like a 2B, that feel like a 9S. They legitimately made the combos to like, oh yeah, if you want to juggle a nigga, juggle a nigga. Like it's good, it's great, and it's not it's every character. It's not like, oh, I have to have said character to be able to parry. Every character can parry. Every character can block. Every character can dodge. Every character has a combo. Some characters have longer combos than others, but that's fine. There's a trade-off. Yeah. Some characters deal more damage. They're easier to play, but that might be your cup of tea. You might not want to learn all the combos of a said character. You might want to just be like, I just want to do high damage and just hit a few buttons. And they have that. And that's perfectly fine. I like that. But in Genshin, it's just hit, switch, hit, switch, hit, switch. And it's like, fuck, bro. Fuck. Now, traversal. Traversal has been a big thing for me. That is one of the reasons why I stopped playing Genshin. Once you have an open world, but it's not fun to traverse your open world, you fucking lost me. Now, Genshin is trying to...
definitely. It's not even that it's not fun. It just becomes not fun. Because once you've traversed it 700 million times, I don't want to explore Mondstadt anymore, little bro. I don't want to do that. I don't want to run to my commission and take 15 seconds out of my day using Sayu and Yelan to get to my commission just so I can get 60 primos and not do one wish in a day. You know what I mean? That's the unfun part. Exploring new regions is fine, because seeing new shit, seeing like when Natlan drops, yeah, I'll explore, and it'll probably be fun for like a week. But then that week is over, and then we're done.
Let me do this by adding certain areas where you can like zip line to it, but that's fucking boring. It's just a long zip line, and then it shoots you in the air, and then you just glide. It's super fucking slow to traverse anything in this game. Why? Why is the game this slow? The
Sorry.
fastest you can move in this game, to my knowledge, is Yelan when she sprints, and little girl, little Sayu, I think her name is, when she rolls.
Yeah.
Like, you better have a full animo team and roll as Sayu. 3 years, 4 years since this game's come out, and it's still this fucking slow? Why? As big as this map is, I still run out of stamina when I'm sprinting. The fastest you can do is doing that glitch where you have to run and jump. You have to sprint jump. Like, why do we have to break the mechanics to get anywhere fast? It feels like a chore to play your fucking game. Not to mention, if you want to get on high ground, have fun climbing, nigga. You're about to climb that mountain for 40 minutes.
Hey, but you can solve the problem by pulling our brand new 4-star Kirara, by the way, where she can climb faster on walls.
Fucking god of gods, but you have to climb. It's a dumbass system. Dumbass system.
Okay, yeah.
It's so stupid, bro. But in Wuthering Waves, you can run up the wall. Just sprint. You can climb too as well if you want.
That's fucking, that's dope though. That's sick.
Not to mention you have a grappling hook and you glide. And when you sprint, you don't run out of stamina. You just sprint. You can do a speed dodge, you can do an air boost, you can do backflips, you can do a lot of different things that it's like, wow, they actually understood that traversal has to be fun in an open world game. That's like playing Assassin's Creed, but you can't climb or do parkour. Like, what's going on here, buddy?
Never played Assassin's Creed. I'm sorry. Don't kill me.
Games are just being big for no reason. And how big Genshin is, it's like, what the fuck, bro? Why is your game 112 gigabytes of boring? Fuck you. I'm sorry. I just...
yeah, bro's kind of bad.
Now, the day-to-day aspect. Again, like I was saying, Genshin felt like a chore to do anything. It was a lot of systems and menus and stuff. It's built very mobile game-esque. Mobile game, but padded time because you have to.
It is a mobile game
now. And then cooking.
But yeah,
why is the cooking there? Why can't I just cook in my menu? There's a lot of things in this game that's just so there needs to be a lot.
You can cook in
it.
You can.
My menu.
I'm aware you can cook in your backpack, but you still need a portable grill, which you can fucking cook in your backpack. Excuse me.
There's a lot of things.
I played this game for 3 years. I didn't know this shit.
Game that's just there needs to be a lot of quality of life changes to it. Like, I should just be able to, at this point, because I have pyro characters, everyone, I promise you, everyone in this game has Xiangling, the little cooking girl.
You get her for free, yeah.
Once you obtain her, you should just be able to cook from your menu. She should just grab Gumby, whatever that nigga's name is, and just cook. That's it. There's no reason for us to have to go to a menu to cook anymore. We shouldn't have to go to a set place. I bet you every Genshin player has her at least, because you get her from the story mode for free. So once you obtain her, you should be able to just cook from your menu. There should be a lot of things. Like when you get Sucrose or Albedo, for example, you should be able to just craft from your menu. There should be no reason that I have to go to a crafting table and craft you more. This shit is dumb
that's
now.
fair. That's fair.
I'm sorry. It's
kind of like Star Rail where you can use your synthesizer wherever.
I might be able to stomach Genshin. I might be able to play it for more than 5 minutes a year. That fucking dumbass game.
5 minutes?
It's annoying, dude.
I have a sneaking suspicion that he might dislike this game. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. He might dislike Genshin just a little bit.
It's such a disrespect to your time.
Oh, it says literally rant.
Your day-to-day is a fuck you, that's why. It's a whole just a middle finger. They lick it, they spit on it, and they shove it up your That's it. That's all it is. It's a huge
my kind of game.
And then, not to mention, it's a gacha. So like, fuck you. I know you want the new character, but fuck you.
Anyways.
Maybe gachas aren't for you, buddy. Maybe. Or maybe Mihoyo doesn't want to make a good fucking game. You know what? That's what's crazy. That's why a lot more people like Star Rail than they do Genshin nowadays. Isn't that crazy? Because you know why? Because Star Rail is linear. It's because there's not a lot of padding. Yeah, you still have to traverse somewhere, but it's not as backbreaking as this one.
True.
A lot of the shit you can just do in a menu. I fucking hate Genshin with a passion. Oh, God.
I could tell.
God. Oh, that's another thing. Genshin, you have to have a good team build. You can't just run whoever you want to run. You can't just run Amber, Diluc, Changyoung, and Zhongli just because you like them. Just because those are your favorite characters, you can't run them. That's not an optimal team build. Now, me personally, if you ask me, I said I wouldn't give a fuck. Enjoy who you enjoy. But genuinely, from the gameplay standpoint,
I mean, you could say the same for Star Rail though. Like, imagine running fucking like Sushong, Danheng, the original one, the Win version, and then like I don't know, like Harmony MC. No, that would actually work. And then like fucking physical MC and then some other douchebag. I don't know. Like, you can say the same thing. So Star Rail, I guess, does have that quote unquote issue, but
time. You're not going to maximize your potential. And that's one of the issues with me with Genshin. Versus in Wuthering Waves, it seems like it's not necessarily about the team build. There is certain things about the team build. Like, obviously, you want like a DPS. You might want someone who's a buffer, like someone who gives you buffs when they're on screen and that they stay off screen. But it's necessarily like, if you want to run 3 DPSs because you want to Oonga Boonga, you can. And it's not going to really hurt you as much, if that makes sense. Like, it's obviously not effective to run 4 pyro characters.
Is that true though?
Versus you might be able to run 3 DPSs in Wuthering Waves and be fine. You know?
Is that true? Can you actually run 3 DPSs and you'll be fine? Or is this like, am I getting misinformed? I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess.
It seems more like, oh, I just want to run people I like and I'll be perfect. I respect that more. But yeah. Also in Wuthering Waves, there are different game modes. They have roguelike game modes. If you guys don't know what a roguelike is, it's basically like a procedurally generated like world that you can go into, right? And kind of just play into your heart's content. The bosses, the enemies get harder.
Isn't that the same as like Destiny? Doesn't Destiny have like raids where they like, is it generated? I've never played Destiny, so I don't know. But don't they have like raids where you like go into this like fucking domain or some shit and they like generate something and you just beat it and you get like gear and stuff? Is that the same thing?
Swarming you and you're just fighting until the end. Their missions and you achieve stuff. So you can use a lot of different characters and just test things in it. So that's a game mode I'm going to be trying a lot. They have a bunch of
But that sounds sick though. That's pretty cool.
You find out in the open world as well, kind of just like Genshin. And I imagine they have daily missions as well, or commissions. So again, we'll have to see more once the game releases. But that was my 15-minute spiel about.
If I can eliminate one fucking thing from any gacha game, which is pretty much the only thing that will never get eliminated from a gacha game, because the whole purpose of it is to get you to come back and play every day so you can get addicted. But if I could remove one thing, it's goddamn dailies. Let us have another way of getting currency quickly, or at least like 50 a day or something without doing daily. Like literally, if I could just log in and log out. If I log in, get my 50, log out, like, okay, cool. It's still tedious, but at least I don't have to go through the trouble of doing dailies. But like, yeah, pretty much. That shit's annoying, dude.
The gacha system, but pretty much if you've played Genshin, you're basically playing the same thing in Wuthering Waves. They have a pity system. You have a 50-50, but the only difference is that the pity system is 80 instead of 90 like Genshin. So yeah, I wonder how it's going to be for free-to-play players. I want to try and be free-to-play as much as I can.
Oh, it's 80. That's better.
Just because I don't want to keep spending on gachas anymore. Depending on how the game is, and if I really I mess with the game, I will spend. If Kuro Games can make an amazing game,
hey, if you're watching this video,
I'm willing to spend money.
Stay free-to-play.
Now, whether my budget will allow it, that's a different story. If I like it, I'll support it.
The best way to play a gacha game.
Obviously, I can support it, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what it's like in the game. If they're very generous in the open world or with missions and such, or maybe they're just going to be generous because it's the, when your first time playing and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. But as of now, if you play Genshin, it's the same shit. Genshin's fan base, oh boy, you guys tend to linger in the
Yo, people that make fun of the My Hero fan base. First of all, you're right. You have every right to do that. Bully them. I'm kidding. Don't do that. I'm not gonna condone anything. All right, but like, fucking Christ, our fan base sucks. It's so bad. I'm not even gonna say our, because like I don't think I'm a part of it. It's kind of like disassociating yourself with that part of the fans that like will just stir every fucking pot that they possibly can. Will cause every single piece of drama that they can. And no, I'm not talking about Tecto. Okay. I'm talking about the people that will go out of their way to find troublesome shit for no reason. That isn't even troublesome. And they will create a problem for no reason. They will create a problem for no fucking reason. They will cry about something for no reason. That is the part of the fandom that I cannot stand. It's not even just Genshin. It's for anything. It's like the My Hero fandom, the fucking whatever fandom from just anything. I cannot stand it.
Overwatch community and in the Valorant community. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it depends on who you're asking. One thing that's
I wish that was me, bro. Oh my god.
Little demons, and it's gross. Now, Wuthering Waves, I wouldn't say they have a general. All you guys are horny little demons, and it's gross.
Okay, I just kind of proved him. I just kind of proved his point.
Now, Wuthering Waves, I wouldn't say they have a generalized fan base as of yet. The people who are considered the fan base, I would say includes me as well. And I've seen a lot of people who are like-minded as me. And what I mean is they're on the more mature, more laid-back, chill standpoint. I know I just raged about Genshin, but that's because, like... Shut the fuck up. Anyways, they're more chill in that regard, where they just like, oh, I'm like excited for the game. I hope it's really cool. Yeah, I'm ready to try it out. That type of thing. As it's been getting closer, as there's been more advertisements for the game, more people have been hearing about it. Some of the people from other communities,
dude, this
whether
game
it's other
genuinely
gacha
looks
games,
good.
whether it's just people just like, this might be their first gacha, or people who have heard of Genshin before, like all these different types of people, or people who've even played Genshin are starting to come in.
Sorry.
And so you can tell who's really like, just wants to try it because they despise Genshin or they're tired of Genshin, versus being actually interested in Kuro Games' previous games, or like being interested in it because of what it brings differently. People are actually trying to play this game because they fucking want to stick it to Genshin. Like they're like, fuck you, Genshin. I know that's what I sound like, but I'm purely.
I want to play the game just because it looks fun.
Stopped playing Genshin,
and like I genuinely just want to enjoy a game that's fun.
Genshin videos on my channel. I'm not like that. It's just At this time, I'm actually speaking my mind, and this is what I've been holding in for all this time. Genshin, I will say it, they waste your time, and that's why I don't play that game anymore. But the fan base, it seems like it's a mix right now. We'll see once the game releases who stays, who sticks, and who leaves. I already imagine it's going to be a lot of the Genshin fan base are going to leave. Not to mention, there's a lot of people who were previously in the Genshin community who are going to skip out on this game because of how much time they've spent in Genshin and how much money they've spent. So they already have this kind of like, fuck this, not another gacha game type of situation. So we'll see if those people come in later on as well. But as of right now, fan base is very mixed, but generally speaking, I think it's on a much more mature audience. Now, this is one of the most interesting topics I wanted to talk about with this is the content creators for Wuthering Waves. Now, I was a Genshin content creator, but I didn't like being labeled as a Genshin content creator because of the interesting
facts. Oh my god, bro. it is so, when someone asks me what I do, right? Oh, yo, what do you do, man? Oh yeah, I do YouTube. And then I just pray to God the conversation ends there, because then they ask me what I do on YouTube, and I'm like, yeah, you see, I play this game. And they're like, oh yeah. Well, actually, first I tell them, I'm like, you know what? I just play games. And they're like, oh, that's cool. What kind of game? And then I'm like, fuck, I don't want to answer this question. Can we move on? Can we talk about your day, like the weather or something? Can we change the conversation? And then I'm like, Genshin Impact. Yeah, that's what I. And then like, huh? What game is that? I've never heard of it. I'm like, thank God you don't even want to know. Fuck it, like just move on. And then I just try to change the conversation as fast as I can.
Remarks in the community, like it wasn't as bad as being called a Minecraft YouTuber, but it was kind of in that middle between Roblox content creator.
I would rather be a Minecraft YouTuber, like being called a Minecraft YouTuber than a Genshin YouTuber.
Minecraft YouTuber, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, if you were like, oh, I'm a content creator, like, oh, like what do you do? And you're like, oh, I make Roblox content, and you're not 12 to 18, you get side eyes. But if you were like,
bro, I feel the same way about this shit. No cap, I feel the same way.
People would, and if you were like, oh, I make Minecraft videos, and you were older than 12, and 16 people look at you again. So it was kind of just like that, you know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
And I'm not like that. Plus, I already was getting tired of the game. I already was like, I just can't like do it. I'm tired of making content on this game. I just can't squeeze it out anymore. Pause. So I just left it.
That big pause.
Yeah, that's another thing. A lot of the fan base has grown up. I've seen a lot of maturity. I have a Discord. If you guys want to see my Discord, you can join as well. Link in the description.
Are we done?
Where a lot of you guys have grown up.
No.
You guys have matured more. You guys still have that weird, quirky personality, but that's just you guys. A lot of you guys have toned down a little bit, and I respect it. So I can just tell that Genshin just came out when you guys were really young. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys were really young, still immature. So it's fine. Now, it seems Wuthering Waves came out in a better time where everyone's kind of just still, like, in different parts of their life. So,
yeah.
We'll see. Now, the content creators, again,
Genshin came out in 2020, by the way. This is why I feel like there's a lot of dumb fucks in this community. Like, no offense, but, like, also offense, I guess. But, like, this is why I feel like there's a bunch of dumb fucks in this community, because this game came out, like, some of the people you see on Twitter, it's especially Twitter, it's always fucking Twitter, it's always goddamn Twitter, right? Where you see all the problematic tweets and the people that get mad at fucking anything, it's always, you look at the bio and it's like 17 or 18, and it's like, oh, that's why, you know. Oh, that's okay, that's why you're getting angry at some random shit, you know. Because Genshin came out in 2020, and if they're 17 or 18 right now, that means they were like fucking 13 when the game came out, or like 14. That's a fucking problem. And they probably haven't matured because of COVID, and they have to stay at home, and they didn't go to school, and they're just kind of, you know, it's like the same mentality they had when they were 13 or 14.
Well, you know what's gonna come. Best 4 stars, best 5 stars to use in Wuthering Waves. Best party, must use party in Wuthering Waves. Best artifact.
Insane damage. Oh my god, new character. Should you pull? No way. Pretty much.
Best echoes.
Hey, that'll be me though. That'll be me too. Okay.
All that shit's gonna come. That's in every single community. It doesn't matter. You can be in Call of Duty. You can be the best weapons. Do your best weapon.
Yeah, literally.
Matter. You're gonna see clickbaity titles. You know, I can't believe they're doing the Wuthering Waves is gonna die. This is gonna happen if you don't play Wuthering.
Hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Just get ready for that.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Rocking me. I don't know if I'll be doing those type of clickbaity titles. That shit just don't rock with me.
That's just, hey man. Unfortunately, that's just how the game works. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. You gotta have the stupidest fucking thumbnail. What is your thumbnail? Let me see. Pretty solid. You gotta have the stupidest thumbnails, the most eye-popping, whatever attracts attention, you gotta do it, bro. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, it's just how it is.
Is how the algorithm fucks with it, and that's what people tend to click on. And that's why they do that. But again, I'm still gonna be me. I'm gonna try and make as least clickbaity. Like, it might be clickbaity to an extent to get you to click on it, but it won't be a bait because it'll actually happen in the video. So we'll see what that means.
Respect.
But yeah, I hope to see a lot of fun content. There's actually a couple content creators I've seen already that I would actually recommend if you are trying to stick in, or if you want to just see more about Wuthering Waves, but you're not too sure yet. One, I would say it's free, so there's no reason not to give it a try if you have a phone and or a computer. But if you want to learn more about news, at least, there's Rate Up Radio. They used to be called Wuthering Waves Radio, but now they're called Rate Up Radio. Pretty cool. I love their commentary, their funny aspects of the videos. It's all the news from like devs to the game to changes and stuff, just in a more funny.
Damn, I might have to check that out. I need to learn more about this game.
I'll leave a link to them as well in the description. And then there's this guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Avian?
There's this guy. He's pretty cool. I've been watching his channel too, a few videos about just Wuthering Waves news. He's more of an in-depth, like, I'm gonna break it down for you, you know, like this. So if you're into that and you like more in-depth talk about it, there you go. And if you've never seen my channel before, I'm more of a yapper. I'm more of a comedic yapper. I'm gonna be making funny videos. I'm gonna be just talking, ranting, and having a chill time at times playing the game as well, because that's more so my personality. I'm not more of a news channel. I just break down my thoughts and just have fun, and then hopefully high-level gameplay, because I'm a fucking G at action adventures. I promise you, my skill does not shine in Genshin because that game fucking sucks. But when this game comes out, nigga, I'm a devil.
That sounds like a skill issue. I ain't gonna lie.
May Cry, Final Fantasy, Bayonetta, fucking Nier Automata main, bro. Just wait, bro. I'm gonna swim in the metaphorical pussy of this game. It's so good. So, anyways,
okay. I kind of like him. All right, I'm gonna sub to him. Give him a like. Good video. Make sure to subscribe to Jordan Kuhn. I think that's how you say it, right, Jordan? Surely. That was a good video. I like it.